chatting with Elle Limebear, whose album Lost in Wonder, released in February. Elle, let's deal first off with the elephant in the room. I am not your father. But your musical roots do include another Martin Smith, whose band Delirious brought us songs like I Could Sing of Your Love Forever. The best way to tell the difference between your dad and me, well, for you it's easy because I wasn't there for Christmases, but he always had way cooler hair than I ever had. So that's one way that people can tell the difference. Let's talk about your album. And specifically, I want to ask you about the word wonder. What does wonder mean to you, and how does that relate to the album Lost in Wonder?
Yes, I have always loved the word wonder. I think there is so many possibilities with that word. And one thing that I love about it is it brings me back to my childlike self. I think the word wonder, it kind of makes you think, oh, you know, wide-eyed and anything can happen, you know, what could be. And I know that God is like that, you know, endless possibilities, and we can be lost in wonder in his creation and at his timing and with his provision. There's so many things that we can just kind of be like, what, how did that happen? How did that come about? And it's like, wow, like, you're so amazing, God. How, you know, so Lost in Wonder is all about that. So many songs of just simply being in awe, simply just stopping and just taking it all in, acknowledging how good he is and the things he's done in my life and so many other people all over. So yeah, I love the word wonder. So I want to constantly be lost in wonder for sure.
The album is sort of rich, full sonically. It's has a modern sound to it, and yet I think the lyrics are both intimate and inviting to the listener. As an example, tell us a bit about Holding Me Still, which sonically is modern, but boy, it really draws people in. So tell me a bit about writing the song and even the recording process of putting Holding Me Still together.
Yes, so for me personally, I have such a heart for people outside church and who don't know Jesus. Yeah, I grew up in a school and a place where I was actually the only Christian in my whole school. So I've always been very passionate about whatever I do, that it can come across to my so many friends who don't know Jesus, that they can digest it, that they could listen, or that it not, for my music not to scare them, or, you know, like, oh, I don't get it, you know. So I've always been really passionate about whatever I create, for it to be inviting for people, whether they know Jesus, whether they don't yet. But this song, Holding Me Still, I remember writing with a group of friends in America, and it came quite naturally, actually. All this thing is quite a nostalgic song. It talks all about, you know, how I remember when he spoke to me as a little girl and how he's still speaking to me now. You know, he was holding me then and he's holding me now. All this sort of thing, how we can look back on our lives and see the thread of his love and his protection. And so this song, I wanted it there to be true, you know. I wanted to say it, you know, he's still Jesus, you're still the name, holding me still. And but for the music to come alongside it and to almost dance with it and dance with the lyrics, and for there to be a groove, and for it to really complement the lyrics too, and know that Jesus is exciting, you know, and he is fun, and it doesn't have to be, you know, so rigid. So I really wanted to kind of play around musically, for sure, in all the songs.
Another song that really jumps out for me is What Love Looks Like. It feels very personal. This is Ellie's story, and yet I think it's a universal message that anyone who listens to it or watches the great YouTube video will feel themselves in that song as well. Tell us a bit about that particular song.
Yes, What Love Looks Like. I think so often in this day and age, we, you know, the word love is thrown around, isn't it? And love you, or that is so, I don't know, that is love. Oh my gosh, he must really love you, or blah, blah, blah. But I think I really wanted this song to be quite plain in it, almost like, this is what love looks like. Hello. Like, if you wanted to know what love looks like, if you really want to dive in and the answer, then it has to be Jesus. We have to look at Jesus on the cross and what he's done for us. And I love what it says in 1 John 4 when it says, he first loved us, and that will always blow my mind. And what he did on the cross, such a phenomenal, act of love, and we can't forget it. So with this song, I really wanted to kind of just say it plain, just like, oh, hello, yeah, this is what love looks like. But I want it to, again, the music to complement and to be inviting, to not freak people out outside the church, but just an encouragement, like, oh, we've got to look to Jesus in all things, who he is and what he does is so amazing, and we can't ignore it.
All right, well, I do have one last question for you. What exactly is Bananagrams?
That is an excellent question. I will joyfully answer it. Bananagrams is one of my favorite games. I love words, and it's basically a game that you play with peeps with little tiles, and you just put words together, and you got to make words with the words as quickly as you can, and say split. Oh, it's just a fantastic game if you've never played it.
I have never played Bananagrams or Bananaramagrams or anything like that. So I will have to check it out. I am intrigued by Bananagrams.
It's the favorite.
Well, Ellie, thank you so much for taking some time today to tell us about Lost in Wonder. And I hope that once everything clears up and people can travel again, that you can come visit Canada. I'm sure people would love to see you perform either in a church or in concert.
I love that. I'll see you there.
Thank you so much.